Hello, guys, and welcome to my first ever episode of Evolving Living Being. My name is Jenny C, and I am your host for this podcast. And to say those words feel like so unreal to me because I've actually always wanted to have a podcast, but I thought about the idea as something that I would push off into my 20s. And the truth is, I realized that you have no better moment than the one that we have right now to do something. Because if you keep waiting, you're going to keep pushing things off. Because that's kind of like the natural part of being a human. We sometimes make excuses, maybe because we're afraid of doing something, or maybe because we don't think that we're capable. But the truth is, you really are. And the only way to do something is to believe you can do it and then take action. So here we are right now, which feels like so crazy, but it's super cool. However, that principle about doing things right now, obviously take my word for it in a wise way. Don't go doing dumb things that are going to harm you. Obviously, think about what you're going to do, but for the most part, I think it's a really good principle to believe in. So, I do plan on making a more specific podcast episode about that topic because I think it's super important. But for this, I want to do a little introduction about myself and what this podcast is going to be about because I know it's kind of unusual for a 16-year-old to be making a podcast, but again, no better than right now, no better moment than right now, and why not do it? I mean, I think that I have a lot of good ideas and experiences that I could share, so here we are. But a little bit about myself. My name is actually Jennifer. I don't know if a lot of people know that, at least on here, but I go by Jenny C. I have a YouTube channel, which I've had for 6 years now, but I really started being consistent last year and this year. And I've really grown up on social media. Like, I had musically from a very young age. Recently I deleted social media, which will be a different like episode because I have reasons for that. And I know there's a whole debate about whether YouTube is social media or not. Yes, it is technically social media, but I'm very mindful about the content I consume and I enjoy content creation, so I'm not going to limit myself from that. But yeah. So yeah, I do have my own channel and I love content creation. It's so fun and I personally really love finding new ways to improve my life and different, like, I don't know, ways of living and different things to do to make my life better and to have a better balance of fun with productivity and just finding that like perfect balance, which is difficult to achieve, but I feel like when you find things to do, you eventually get near and near, and there's no such thing as perfect, but you can get very close to it. So that's kind of what this podcast is really about. The name is Evolving Living Being because we're all evolving. We constantly change, we constantly try to do things to better ourselves, or we also evolve physically, mentally, spiritually, and literally all the aspects. We're always changing. And then the living part, like we want to live because I was gonna make the name Evolving Being, but that was taken and then I realized that adding living was very special because you're not only supposed to be, not just simply be, but also live and thrive and enjoy your life because we're not just here to go through the motions and to be surviving, but also living and thriving. And that's something very important and a priority of mine, which is something I will be trying to portray in this podcast channel. Also, a little side note, I'm only doing this on YouTube for right now. I know that it's like a podcast just on YouTube. I'm not doing it on Spotify. Maybe in the future I will. But for right now, we're keeping it on YouTube because I'm still getting into this whole thing, whole like little universe. So I don't want to get too ahead of myself. Don't want to chew more than, sorry, bite off more than I can chew. So yeah. But types of episodes I'm gonna make are just kind of like lifestyle, like things that are good for your life, how to find a balance, how to get off social media all the time, just like basic teenager things too, because I'm a teenage girl going through things too, and I'm gonna tell you like what I've done that I realized didn't work so you don't have to go through the same thing. And just things like that, we're all trying to help each other out, and I'm always open for suggestions, so always leave comments down below. I'm always here to listen to what you guys have to say, and I'm willing to make like when we get more people watching like a Q&A type of thing where I could just answer questions and give advice if you guys want some. So, yeah. And also just like about high school, like all of that stuff. It's just kind of finding the balance in the teenage life where you're not trying to work all the time, but also not have like fun all the time because you want to be working on stuff that you're passionate about. And just finding that balance can be difficult, but I'm gonna do everything that I can to help everyone and also just like good tips that I found myself. So yeah, I'm like beyond grateful for this opportunity to even be making this episode right now because it seems surreal to me. I am so excited. And yeah, also check out my main channel if you are interested in any way because I make a lot of like fun lifestyle content. Again, like I'm saying, like finding that teenage balance. I have kind of like that productivity, but also just having fun, and they're like really entertaining videos. So I will link my channel in the description and maybe up here if I can. I don't know if I can put a card for another video. I think I can. I don't know. I'll try it. But yeah, so that's it. Subscribe if you can. I would appreciate it because I do believe that you guys will actually enjoy this. And thank you so much for joining me on this journey. I'm super grateful. And thank you for watching Evolving Living Being episode 1 on this podcast. I'm Jenny C and I'm signing out. Thank you for watching. Bye.